What's this? What's this? This isn't a movie. Yet. Today, the Bearded Movie Guy's gonna look at a book? What the heck? I've never done this before. Let's see what he's talking about. Brought to you by the Bearded Movie Guy. Hi, the Bearded Movie Guy. And last week, I went on vacation. Now, while on vacation, I decided I'm gonna read a book. I was camping. It was fun. It was in the wilderness. Well, not really. It was just in a nice campground. And I thought, I'm going to have a lot of spare time on my hands, which was nice. It was relaxing time. And I thought, I'm going to read this book. Now, I heard about this book a little while ago on a YouTube channel, and they said it was going to be an awesome movie. And so I tried reading it, but I only got a little bit into it before the library demanded it back, because I'm not that fast a reader anymore. Plus, I was reading another book at the time, so it was just kind of like, I don't know why I took it out. But Loot Crate, a little while ago, sent me the book as part of one of their loot crates. So I had it, so I thought, you know what, this is it. This is the time I'm going to read the book. Now, the book is called Ready Player One. And why should you read this book? I'm not doing a whole book review. Like, I'm not, like, there's a thing called booktubing, which I'm not doing right now. I'm prepping you for something awesome. I read this book partially because I know it's being turned into a movie. The other reason I read this book is I've heard lots of good things about it. Now, Ready Player One, what it's about. It's set in 2044, and basically a guy like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs kind of guy, who's changed the whole world by making this thing called Oasis, which is a virtual system that everyone plugs into and uses gloves to use in cyberspace and stuff. Everything happens there. Like, you go to school there, you do all your banking there, you live there pretty much, like, you know, you're living in a house somewhere or steel box somewhere, but you basically spend all your time you can in there because it's just so much cooler than reality. And he dies, and now he dies as an older man, but he grew up in the 80s, and so he's obsessed with the 80s, he loves the 80s, and he wants the world to share in his love of the 80s. So his company, which is worth billions, he leaves to whoever can find Easter eggs inside his video game that everyone uses every day anyways. If you can find 3 keys, it'll get you to 3 gates, and do what it's asking you to do in that, and it's all about the 80s, then you can find the Easter egg, and if you find the Easter egg, you are the sole owner of his company. And this book is all about the search and how one guy who's like a teenager who's living in poverty pretty much figures out where the first key is after 5 years, and from there it just goes nuts. I gotta tell you, this book is insanely fun. Now, if you like the 80s, if you know anything about the 80s or have fond memories of the 80s, you'll love this book even more. If you don't, you'll probably still be okay with it, unless you hate the 80s. If you hate the 80s, don't even bother, like, turn the video off, it's okay. But if you like it or have fond memories of it, it's cool. Read the book. Here's why you want to read the book. Steven Spielberg is directing the movie. Steven Spielberg is directing the movie! My voice went high there. Steven Spielberg's directing the movie. Nolan was attached for a little while, and that would have been awesome too, but Steven Spielberg is directing the movie. Now, I have no clue how they're going to make this movie work, partially because a lot of it takes place in cyberspace, and partially because there are so many references to movies and video games and books from the 80s that I don't know how they're going to pull it off. But if they do, and Steven Spielberg directs it, man knows how to make a movie. I'm sure he's made some not great movies, but he's made some awesome movies. So, Jaws, Saving Private Ryan, Indiana Jones, the first 3, well, there's only 3 of them. So, I read this book. It's 370 pages long, and I read it in less than a week on my vacation. Now, I'm not even a fast reader. I blew through this book. I couldn't get, it's one of those things they call page turners, whatever they are, but it basically means you want to get to the next page to see what's going to happen. And I did that all week. My daughters were like, hey, Daddy, what you doing? I'm like, reading a book. And they're like, ooh, neat. I didn't know you did that. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. But no, what I'm telling you is, Ready Player One. If you're interested for a really good, fun read, and you want to be kind of a step ahead for the movie, this is a book you should check out. That's it. I probably won't be doing any more of these book type things, but you know, who knows, maybe. I could get cultured. Or maybe I'll just talk about comic books. I do read those occasionally too. Anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay bearded. You're watching the Bearded Movie Guy, yeah? He's talking about Ready Player One. Oh, you need to read this book if you like reading books, especially if you like reading books that are cool. Yeah. Subscribe and tell your friends, and get ready, because Ready Player One, Steven Spielberg, in the future. Unless you're watching this in the future, which it probably is in the past now. Time travel. Ugh. Subscribe and tell your friends, and as always, YouTube's everything.